Well, as we've been grabbing people up and down the stairway for The Other Side of Paradise, and we kept the best for last always, as Arianne and John are here, who, without them, this movie would just be just a soundtrack with a lot of stuff on the side of the road. But they really make... Yeah, absolutely. So,
we're the bread and butter.
We're the bedrock.
Or the flour in the cake.
Now, you guys, as I've been talking to Justin and Ryan and Frank about this, I mean, since the spring, since it did the AFI thing, you've been doing the whole summer series with it, and now you're back in Dallas. Is there a little bit more of an excitement? Are you more excited about this or more nervous than you were at AFI?
Well, there's always a little bit of extra nerves when, people or family members or whoever get to see you in it, because when it's a stranger, they kind of look at it more of just, as a piece in general, and when it's your sister looking at you on this, they're kind of like, that's not real. So, yeah, I mean, it's more exciting because a lot of people are just really, they've heard a lot about it, seen it advertised more, know people in it. So there is like that nice excitement, but it's a little more nerve-wracking, I guess.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, AFI was definitely a blast, but everybody there, you don't know, most of them. So it's kind of like, it's easier to kind of have that persona of, but here it's like, friends, family, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. Now, John, you've done a few projects since the spring, over the summer. So coming back and revisiting this film and talking about it, is it hard to get back in that mind frame after you've done a couple of other films? Or when you do a project like this, does it stay with you enough that it's always a part of it?
It definitely stays with you, especially if it's a passion. And, I mean, it was a passion project for all of us. So it's something you can get right back into, like a character you play that's, just becomes a part of you. It's the same thing with this film, just it's such a part of you that you can come back in here and just, do it.
Right. Now, on the flip side of that, with you, Arianne, because of all the stuff that you're involved with at the film, have you had time to do anything else since AFI?
I've been, it's a lot of multitasking. It's trying to stay on top of this and then still, because being an actress too, you have to be a part of other films.
That's what I mean.
So
Does it interfere with that because you are such a hand in the writing and producing inside of it?
I wouldn't say it interferes, but it definitely takes a lot of juggling because, I've got to go and be the producer one night and then go be, actressy on the other night, and it's a lot of juggling, but it's fun, and I enjoy that part of it. Sometimes I'm like, I'm so tired, but it's good.
Yeah, now if you had to decide, if it ever came to a point in your career where you had to give up one side or the other, I would hate that ever would do that, but which side would go away?
I'm not allowed to say that because if I chose, it'd be like saying, which is your favorite child?
Right, or saying, so if it comes down to it, you either stay married, or you continue your career, what's it going to be? We promise Justin will never... Yeah, I guess it is kind of a loaded question. Let's rephrase it then and say, which one are you more passionate about? Which side?
Acting.
That's another one. Because I started out doing production, and I kind of got into the acting a little bit later on, and I guess acting is more the thing I am the most vulnerable with and love with. I love making movies and producing them, and I will always be a part of the industry. I mean, acting's just a little more like one of those things, if people don't like you, then...
Right. So do you look at a Drew Barrymore who's had this amazing acting career, and all of a sudden she decides she wants to direct? Do you look at her and go, are you crazy?
But she's in the movie.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So.
She's eating her cake.
Right. All right. Well, just back that up because that was obviously a dumb question. No, just kidding. But that is true. So that does make a difference then. Like for her to go off and just direct a movie she's not in would probably seem silly. Or not silly, but just...
But, I mean, in your life you choose different things and you're in different, places, and so sometimes that's the appropriate place to be, is to produce and not act in it, or to direct. I mean, one day I'd like to just direct something and that be a different creative outlet, but right now where I am, I love acting, and I also love producing, so I don't really ever want to have to pick. Right. I'd like to do both.
Okay, we won't make you pick then. You can do both. Yeah. Now, John, and forgive me if I've missed this on your status update on Facebook, but have you done any on the other side of the camera stuff? You have any passions for writing and directing, or?
Writing, yes. Directing, and I mean, like Drew, very more. Like you said, sometime in the future when you do stuff like acting and things like that, it impassions you about other things. You find other avenues of creativity in the industry that you can get into. You find you might have a knack for, like writing or directing. So writing definitely, and I'm open to directing and producing and all that stuff later on. Absolutely.
Very cool, very cool. I know they're about to kick off. I know there's a short film before this, but it's always a blast to talk to you guys. And I'm so excited to be here and glad the film's coming back to Dallas and looking forward to a good reception tonight. So, yeah, thanks again. And there we go.